What is going on, you guys? Petplatypus here, and it is time to talk about JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Diamond is Unbreakable, episode 21. Okay, so I just want to talk about two things real quick before I get into the episode itself. Number one, the animation I made a couple days ago did better than I expected. Thank you very much. I got like 30 views, which isn't a ton, but hey, I mean, it did better than my last Young Justice review, so that's something. And yeah, you guys seem to like it. Good positive feedback. And some of you guys might be interested in how I made it, so I'm going to do, not a making of, because I don't have any footage of me actually making it, but sort of do like a commentary slash, not maybe kind of a tutorial, but not really, just sort of talking about the creation process and everything, and I want to have like a screen capture program for my computer to do that, so I can show you like the movie make like in real time and everything. So yeah, I don't know, hopefully I'm making that tomorrow if I can get a screen capture thing. That'd be cool. If I can't, then it'll be postponed for a little bit, but it should come out within like the next few days or so. So that'll happen. Also, Toriko. Haven't talked about Toriko in a while. I do plan to make a Toriko video. If I don't get that video made tomorrow, the making of slash commentary thing, if I don't get that made tomorrow, definitely going to be a Toriko just last couple chapters discussion, because I do have some things to say about them. And if I can get that video made, then those Toriko chapters will just have to wait till next week when the next Toriko chapter comes out. But anyways, without further ado, what you came for, Jojo. Not much to say about this one. I know I waste time with like little updates and then I don't really have much to say about this episode, but that's how it is. It wasn't like a boring episode inherently, but I did find it a bit boring only because I've read the manga chapter, and that's not a slam on the episode at all. It's pretty much just because I read the manga that kind of kills a lot of the suspense in this chapter, or in this episode, I should say. So yeah, that's, you know, kind of disappointing, but that's totally because of me. Like, if I hadn't read the manga, it would be a totally different story, so I'm not marking that against the episode at all. Though, I mean, there were some boring parts, like Okuyasu and Josuke just kind of talking about what they're going to eat for lunch and kind of going into, like, oh, the school lunch sucks because it only has, like, this much meat and blah, blah, blah. Like, that is very boring dialogue. I'm sorry, it just is. But other than that, the episode is fine. In terms of pacing, it is on a touch on the slow side, very much on purpose, so they can add to the suspense. So in that regard, the pacing is on point. Art and animation, very, very good in this episode. A lot of good shots of Kira with nice black shadowing on him. Some really good character on him, animation on Shigechi when he goes to like sit down, eat his sandwich and everything. So overall, really good animation, really good art. In an episode that probably didn't really need the animation. I'd say the art probably, but not really the animation so much. But yeah, they did it anyways, and it looked really nice. So art and animation were good, pacing was good. Story progression, not a ton to really mention, honestly, except that the main villain, we see that he is a stand user, and he's been fully introduced, and he's interacted with a... I mean, he's a minor character, but he's interacted with a character. And yeah, that's pretty much the end of the episode. We get the stand reveal, Killer Queen, and that's pretty much the end. We do get some exposition on him and his age and, you know, his personality a little bit. For a guy who hasn't, you know, for a guy who hasn't been caught in 15 years, seems a little weird. A little weird that you would pull the hand out in the middle of a bakery and start touching the fucking sandwiches with it. Also weird that you would put it in a bag and leave it to your side. Like, maybe I'm just a paranoid person, or I like to, if I'm keeping something with me that I don't want to get lost, I kind of just keep it really with me, like pocket, or if I'm sitting down, like in my lap or something, but that's just me personally. Not trying to give advice to a serial killer. No, I don't know though, but yeah, no, joking aside, a couple of blunders like that were a little weird, but I'm totally nitpicking. There's just not much to say about the episode, so I'm kind of trying to scrape the bottom of the barrel a bit. But no, his characterization was good overall. The animation and art was very good in this episode, and the pacing was very good as well. So from a technical standpoint, the episode's pretty on point. I just found it to be a touch boring because I've already read it, so the suspense of the episode is kind of lost on me. But overall, the episode's still really good. The only other thing I would say about kind of Part 4 in general, and this is going to be really weird, but it reminds me a lot of Steven Universe. I know you're thinking, what the fuck? But it really does in a sense. Not story-wise, but just sort of the structure. Like, I have compared JoJo to like a... I've compared part 4 to like a cartoon. It's kind of like a... You know, sometimes you have the miscellaneous, like, this girl likes me and I don't want her to like me anymore. But you put the JoJo spin on it, you know what I mean? Or the girl trying to get the boy to like her, and she switches out her face and everything, and there's the JoJo spin on that kind of plot line. And it does remind me of Steven Universe, because especially recently when Steven Universe had like this big marathon of episodes, like for like 4 weeks straight, and it would switch kind of, like they just wrapped up a story arc, which you could compare to like the Bow and Arrow and Red Hot Chili Pepper and everything. And then they went into some miscellaneous episodes. You know, maybe they'll introduce a new character, maybe Steven will get a new power. The episodes aren't pointless, but the plots themselves are kind of fillerish and kind of self-contained, and then a new story arc will start up. And part 4 reminds me of that so much, because it's like, yeah, we wrap up the stuff with the Bow and Arrow, then we get some miscellaneous stuff. The plots themselves are kind of mundane or kind of fillerish, but they throw like a little bit of a stand twist on them. Maybe introduce a new character. The episodes aren't totally pointless, but they are a little self-contained. And then you open up a new storyline, like a new arc, which is kind of what they're doing here by introducing the Kira character. And yeah, it really reminded me of Steven Universe. Very, very similar structures there. I guess, you know, this did it way before Steven Universe was even fucking thought of, but still, you know, it just kind of reminded me of that because I've been watching so much of that lately due to it having the big marathon. But, yeah, that was just kind of an interesting little tidbit I wanted to throw in there. If you haven't seen Steven Universe, I would say I recommend it, but it's not for everyone, I suppose. If you do check it out, bit of a rocky start, not gonna lie. Yeah, sometimes you have, depending on the person, you might have to like trudge through the first 5, 6, or 7 episodes and just sort of, you know, get through those, because the series completely changes. Like the humor, the art style, even the voice acting, it really changes over the course of the series, especially compared to how it was in the very beginning. So, yeah. But enough trying to sell you guys Steven Universe. Like I said, not much to say about this not much to say about this episode of JoJo. But anyways, what did you guys think of this episode of JoJo? You can tell me in the comments section below. You can follow me on Instagram or add me on PSN. I'm petplatypus on both. You can also give this video a thumbs up and share it on social media. Both those would help me out a lot. Subscribe if you haven't already, or if you like what you've seen here. And I'll talk to you guys later. Bye. Thanks for watching.